In the early 1980s, while most kids spent their afternoons playing video games, one quiet 12-year-old sat alone in his room, typing lines of code. That boy was Elon Musk. He wasn't the popular kid. He wasn't the strong kid. He was the kid who sat in silence, lost in his own thoughts. So lost that sometimes he didn't even hear when people called his name. Doctors thought he had a hearing problem, but the truth was different. His mind wandered so deeply that the world around him simply disappeared, as if a supercomputer was running inside his head. School never understood his silence. Kids bullied him every day, pushed him, beat him, left him bruised and alone. Yet Elon never broke. He was born in 1971 in Pretoria, South Africa. His father was an engineer. His mother worked multiple jobs to support the family. Nothing luxurious, nothing special. Just an ordinary home with a boy who thought in extraordinary ways. At home, Elon escaped into books. Science fiction, space, mathematics, anything he could find. Page by page, he built a world inside his mind. A world far bigger than his reality. Then came the moment that changed everything. A simple home computer. While others played games on it, Elon wanted to know how those games were made. So he taught himself programming. No teachers, no internet. Just curiosity, patience, and determination. At age 12, he created his first video game, Blaster. He sold it for $500. His first earning? His first creation. He didn't know it then. But this lonely, misunderstood boy would one day build rockets, electric cars, and AI, and become the richest man on Earth. Elon's mind didn't work like everyone else's. When he thought, it was like a tiny science lab lit up inside his head. He could imagine ideas so clearly. It felt like he could see the future. While other kids played outside, Elon spent hours reading encyclopedias and science fiction books. Every page made his imagination stronger. He wasn't just reading stories. He was building new worlds in his mind. One evening, while playing with his cousins, someone said she was scared of the dark. Elon quietly replied, "Darkness is only the absence of light." Simple, logical, scientific. But kids didn't like answers like that. They didn't understand him. School was even worse. He was bullied every single day. Once, a group of boys pushed him down a staircase and beat him until he couldn't stand. He ended up in the hospital. But even that didn't weaken him. It hardened him. It taught him how to endure anything. But suddenly, everything collapsed. His parents divorced. And for reasons he never fully explained, Elon decided to stay with his father. By high school, Elon understood something clearly. His mind didn't belong in a small town. He dreamed of a place where ideas became reality. A place where ambition wasn't strange. For him, that place was America. But getting there wasn't easy. So he made a plan. He had relatives in Canada. And if he could get Canadian citizenship, America would be one step closer. At just 17, with a small bag and huge dreams, Elon left South Africa. No money, no comfort. Just hope. In Canada, he lived with his cousins and worked small, exhausting jobs to survive. Cleaning, labor, odd work. Nothing was beneath him. He was there to build his future. In 1989, his mother and brother Kimball also moved to Canada. Life slowly began to stabilize. Elon got into Queen's University and after 2 years, transferred to the University of Pennsylvania. Finally, Elon Musk had stepped into America, the country he had dreamed of since childhood. In 1995, after finishing college, Elon and Kimball felt a fire burning inside them. They wanted to build something of their own. The internet was exploding, reaching millions. Yet people still used thick paper directories to find local stores. Elon saw a gap, a problem that needed solving. Back then, if you wanted to find a shop or restaurant, you flipped through giant paper books. And if you wanted directions, you unfolded a physical map or asked strangers. Slow, confusing, outdated. Elon saw the solution immediately. What if everything was online? A website where every business in the city was listed. Restaurants, hotels, doctors, everything. And with one click, you could see a map, showing exactly how to reach it. It was a simple idea, but no one had done it. Elon and Kimball moved into a tiny apartment. They slept on the floor. They lived on cheap food. Every dollar went into their dream. They called the startup Zip 2. Elon coded all night, often falling asleep at his desk. Kimball went door to door, convincing shopkeepers to join this strange new internet listing. Slowly, businesses began signing up. The website grew, the team expanded, and soon, Zip2 wasn't just a directory. It became software for entire companies. Investors noticed. First came $3 million in funding, then $50 million. Zip2 was no longer a small apartment idea. It was a rising star of the internet boom. By 1999, every big tech company wanted to buy promising startups. That's when Compaq came knocking. They acquired Zip2 for $307 million. Elon's share, $22 million. For the first time in his life, the boy who was bullied, who coded alone in his room, who once slept hungry, was finally a millionaire. But this was only the beginning. At just 27, Elon Musk became a multi-millionaire. Most people would have retired right there. Bought a mansion, lived a quiet life. But Elon wasn't most people. Zip2 wasn't even 1% of what he wanted to build. During college, he had interned at a bank, and there he noticed something strange. The banking system was painfully slow and outdated. People waited in long lines. Paperwork took days. Money moved at the speed of the past. Elon asked one question. Why can't banking be online? No branches, no paperwork, just fast digital banking for everyone. It was a crazy idea for the 90s. People didn't even fully trust online shopping. So online banking sounded impossible. But Elon didn't care. He invested $12 million, almost everything he had, and launched X.com in 1999. A bank on the internet, something the world had never seen before. But nobody believed in it. People were scared to put money online. Customers barely signed up. Investors didn't trust the idea. So Elon did something brilliant. Something only he could think of. He created a reward system. If someone opened an account, they'd get free money. And if they invited their friends, both people got rewarded. Suddenly, the platform exploded. People were signing up nonstop. What began as a tiny online bank was now spreading across the internet like wildfire. Elon had just taken his next giant leap, a step that would eventually lead to PayPal and change the future of money forever. He started offering $20 to every new user, instantly spendable. And for every referral, you'd get another $10. This strategy worked like magic. In just 2 months, XCOM reached 200,000 users. But Elon had competition. Peter Thiel had launched his own online bank, PayPal. Both companies were burning huge amounts of money, trying to defeat each other. Soon it became clear, if this fight continued, both would lose. So in March 2000, they merged. Elon became the largest shareholder and CEO of the combined company. The official name remained XCOM. But problems appeared quickly. Elon wanted the company to be called X.com, while employees and customers preferred the name PayPal. And Elon's management style was ruthless. He micromanaged everything. He pushed employees so hard that tasks meant to take weeks had to be done in hours. Meanwhile, Elon married his longtime girlfriend, Justine. In September 2000, they went to Australia for their honeymoon. And then, while Elon was away, the senior executives and board made their move. They removed Elon as CEO and replaced him with Peter Thiel. When Elon returned, he tried to take control again, but it didn't work. Even after being removed as CEO, Elon remained PayPal's largest shareholder. And under Thiel's leadership, PayPal grew fast. In 2002, eBay bought PayPal for $1.5 billion. From this deal, Elon received $180 million. By now, Elon Musk was one of Silicon Valley's rising stars. But then, tragedy struck. Elon and Justine's 2.5-month-old baby passed away due to illness. It broke Elon completely. He didn't return home for 3 weeks. He couldn't bear to look at the empty cradle. As a child, he escaped pain through books and programming. Now again, to survive the grief, Elon drowned himself in work. In 2001, at age 30, he began searching for his next big mission. Since childhood, Elon had loved space. He used to build and launch tiny rockets for fun. So he began studying the space industry. One day, a simple question hit him. Why haven't humans gone to Mars yet? He checked NASA's website and discovered something shocking. NASA had no real plans for Mars. No missions, no timelines, nothing. And in that moment, Elon decided his next mission. Humanity must reach Mars. The PayPal chapter was over. Elon had earned $180 million, and he was now one of Silicon Valley's most successful young entrepreneurs. He began meeting the world's top rocket scientists. He read rocket science books day and night, until he practically became a rocket engineer himself. Then he launched the Life to Mars Foundation and began working on the Mars Oasis project, a plan to send a small greenhouse to Mars and grow the first plant on another planet. The mission was simple but powerful. Prove that life could exist on Mars, show it to the world through cameras, and reignite humanity's excitement for space. Next, Elon took a bold step. He planned to buy old Russian rockets, ICBMs that could be repurposed for Mars missions. So he flew to Russia with a team of aerospace experts. But from the very first meeting, things went wrong. The Russians didn't take Elon seriously. To them, he was just a young, overexcited tech guy. Elon wanted 3 missiles for $20 million, but the Russians demanded $21 million for just one. The deal collapsed. The team walked out disappointed. Everyone thought the mission was dead. Except Elon. On the flight back, while the team sat in silence, Elon opened his laptop. He typed, calculated, stared at numbers for hours. Finally, he looked up and said, "We'll build the rockets ourselves." His team was stunned, but Elon had already done the math. He realized something unbelievable. The raw materials required to build a rocket cost only 2 to 3% of the final market price. The rest was expensive because of old designs, slow manufacturing, and outdated methods. That's when Elon finally understood the real problem. Humanity didn't lack ambition. Humanity lacked affordable rockets. And if no one else was going to fix that, Elon Musk would. SpaceX wasn't born in a lab or a fancy office. It was born on a plane, with one man and a laptop full of impossible dreams. In June 2002, Elon took his next crazy leap. He bought a 75,000-square-foot warehouse and turned it into a rocket factory from scratch. Then he went talent hunting. NASA Boeing, he poached some of the smartest rocket minds on the planet. Their mission sounded simple but felt impossible. Build the fastest, cheapest rockets in the world. To do it, Elon broke every rule in the industry. Where others kept designers and builders separate, SpaceX forced them to work shoulder to shoulder. No delays, no confusion, no excuses. And then came the boldest move of all: vertical integration. Instead of buying slow, overpriced parts, SpaceX built everything in-house. Engines, tanks, electronics, battery packs, all under one roof. Elon studied each component like a detective. He found companies paying 2 or 3 times more for parts that could be redesigned, to be smarter, lighter, and far cheaper. And then came the announcement. The first SpaceX rocket, Falcon 1, at that time launching a 600-kilo payload to orbit, cost around $70 million. Elon promised to do it for $7 million. People didn't just call him crazy. They laughed. SpaceX planned to launch Falcon 1 in 1 year, but reality struck back hard. Designs failed. Components broke. Nothing worked on the first try. 1 year became 4 long years of failure after failure and pressure that would break most people. But Elon wasn't finished. Finally, in 2006, Falcon 1 stood on the launch pad, a 70-foot-tall silver dream, ready to change the world. The countdown began. 10, 9, 8. Engines roared to life. Cheers exploded across the control room. And then, just 25 seconds later, everything collapsed. A tiny fuel leak, a fire near the engine. Falcon 1 spiraled out of control and fell from the sky. The dream burned right in front of them. But instead of quitting, they wiped their tears and started again. 1 year later came launch number 2. This time, everything looked perfect. 3 minutes in, first stage separation was perfect. The control room froze. Every heartbeat felt louder than the engines. But then, disaster struck. The second stage engine shut down too early. Falcon 1 began to spin, wild, uncontrollable, and then crashed into the ocean. Elon was crushed, but deep inside he knew it. Success wasn't far. It was close, painfully close. So SpaceX prepared for launch number 3, August 2008. The world watched with folded arms. Engines ignited. The rocket climbed into the blue sky. And then, another heartbreak. A tiny mistake. A split-second miscalculation. Falcon 1 collided with its own first stage and exploded mid-air. Silence swept across the control room. No screams, no tears, just heartbreak wearing a brave face. By now, Elon had burned $100 million, and SpaceX had money left for only one final launch. One shot, one last bullet in the chamber. If the next launch failed, SpaceX was dead. No second chance. No miracle investor. Just the end. But the nightmare didn't stop there. While SpaceX was falling apart, Elon's second dream, Tesla, was also collapsing. Because while building rockets, Elon had also been studying the car industry, and he saw something everyone else ignored. The future would not run on gasoline. Fossil fuels were running out. Pollution was rising. And governments would eventually be forced to shift to clean energy. Electric cars weren't just a good idea. They were inevitable. But there was a huge problem. Every electric car before Tesla had failed. They were slow, ugly, expensive, and couldn't go far without dying on the road. Nobody wanted them. Then Elon heard about a tiny startup with a dream as crazy as his own. Tesla Motors. Founded by two bold engineers, Martin and Mark, Tesla wanted to build a fast, beautiful, powerful electric sports car that could outrun gasoline cars. They called it the Tesla Roadster. And instead of old, heavy lead-acid batteries, Tesla planned to use lithium-ion batteries, the same advanced cells used in laptops. These batteries charged faster, lasted longer, and could deliver up to 300-kilometer range. And the Roadster? A monster. 0 to 100 km/h in just 4 seconds. The idea was insane, but brilliant. Elon invested $6.5 million and became Tesla's biggest backer. But the dream soon turned into chaos. Adapting lithium-ion batteries for cars was a nightmare. Everything overheated. Everything failed. Everything broke. Costs exploded. Tesla expected each Roadster to cost $65,000. But by 2007, the production cost alone had reached $100,000. Tesla was bleeding money every single day. And then the world collapsed. The 2008 financial crisis crushed the auto industry. Investors disappeared overnight, and every dollar Elon had outside SpaceX was already keeping Tesla barely alive. No one was willing to help. Two companies, two collapsing dreams. One man trying to hold everything together. Tesla was dying. SpaceX was dying. And Elon Musk was running out of time. By late 2008, his life looked like a sinking ship. On one side, SpaceX, destroyed by 3 failed launches. On the other, Tesla, seconds away from bankruptcy. Any normal entrepreneur would have made the logical choice. Save one company, let the other die. But Elon wasn't normal. He wasn't logical. He was all in. He sold his McLaren supercar. He sold everything he could. And every remaining dollar he owned, he poured into Tesla, just to keep it alive for a few more days. At the same time, he committed to one final mission, the 4th and last launch of Falcon 1. If this failed, SpaceX would disappear forever. December 2008, the make-or-break moment. Falcon 1 stood on the launch pad, a 70-foot rocket carrying Elon's entire future. The countdown ended. Engines ignited. Falcon 1 lifted into the sky. First stage, perfect. Second stage, perfect. Third stage, that's perfect. The entire team stared at the screens. No cheers, no clapping, just silence. Because everything rested on what happened next. And then, a beep, a small flash on the monitor. In that instant, the control room erupted. Shouts, tears, hugs, disbelief. Falcon 1 had reached orbit. SpaceX had done the impossible, becoming the first private company in human history to send a rocket into orbit. For Elon, it felt like taking his first breath after nearly drowning. Then came the miracle. Just weeks after the launch, NASA awarded SpaceX a $1.6 billion contract to deliver cargo to the International Space Station. Overnight, SpaceX transformed from a dying startup to the most promising space company in the world. But while one fire was finally under control, another was still burning. Tesla was still collapsing. Suppliers demanded payments. Employees were leaving. Production had stopped. Elon started making calls himself, investor after investor, meeting after meeting, repeating one simple truth. The car is ready. People want it. Thousands have pre-ordered. All we need is the money to build it. But rejection came from every direction. Days of pressure. Nights without sleep. Time was running out. And then, finally, a miracle. Investors agreed. Tesla got its lifeline. On Christmas Eve, while the world opened gifts, Elon received something else. A $40 million emergency investment. The funds arrived just days before Tesla would have died. With that single lifeline, Tesla breathed again. Production restarted. Deliveries began. And soon the Tesla Roadster hit the streets. It was fast. It was clean. It was stylish. And it proved one thing to the world. Electric cars could be exciting, but there was a problem. The Roadster was a luxury toy. 2 seats, high-priced, tiny market. If Tesla wanted to change the world, it needed a car for everyone. 2012. The game changer. Tesla launched the Model S, a premium electric sedan that hit 0-97 km/h in just 4.2 seconds, with nearly 500 kilometers of range, wrapped in a sleek, futuristic design. But the real magic wasn't the speed, or the range, or even the look. The Model S was a computer disguised as a car, a giant 17-inch touchscreen. Control everything, climate, lights, navigation, entertainment, with a tap. And just like a smartphone, it received over-the-air updates that made the car better every month. Even the door handles popped out automatically when you walked toward it. This wasn't just an electric car. It was the future. The world noticed. Model S won Car of the Year. Tesla went public, and by 2013, Tesla finally became profitable. Then came Model X, Model 3, Model Y. And by 2017, Tesla wasn't just surviving. It became the most valuable car company on Earth. Meanwhile, SpaceX was rising too. The Falcon 9 arrived. Stronger, cheaper, reusable, and capable of carrying 50x more than Falcon 1. Then came 2015, the year SpaceX changed space forever. SpaceX launched something the world had never seen before, reusable rockets. But Elon didn't stop there. He placed thousands of satellites into orbit. A massive constellation called Starlink. Today, Starlink delivers high-speed internet to deserts, villages, oceans, even active war zones. Meanwhile, SpaceX was secretly building a giant, a rocket bigger than anything humans had ever created. Starship, a machine designed to take humans, not just to the moon, but all the way to Mars. Back on Earth, Elon planned to transform travel too. He started the Boring Company, building high-speed underground tunnels, and introduced the idea of the Hyperloop, a transport system faster than airplanes. In 2015, he launched Neuralink, a company implanting microscopic chips into the human brain. So one day, humans could communicate with computers, using nothing but their thoughts. And in 2023, he made another bold leap. He bought Twitter, stepping into the chaotic, unforgiving world of social media. Soon after, with his new AI company xAI, he entered the race for the future of intelligence. With all these ventures combined, Elon Musk became the richest man on Earth. Nearly $400 billion, almost double Jeff Bezos. Elon also became the most controversial billionaire alive. Employees accused him of intense pressure and a brutal work culture. When he took over Twitter, he fired thousands overnight, and sometimes a single tweet from him could shake the stock market. After donating nearly $280 million to political campaigns, the world began asking a difficult question. How much power should one man have? Elon has grown close to President Trump, giving him a dangerous combination of wealth and influence. Some fear what he might do with it. But one thing about Elon Musk has always been true. You can love him, you can hate him, but you can never ignore him. Because Elon isn't a man who waits for the future. He's the man who builds it. This was the story of Elon Musk. If you liked this video, I recommend you watch this next one.